Hello, my name is Kathy Powell. I am the Program Director for POPIN, the Parents of the Panhandle Information Network, a program of Family Network and Disabilities. This is a brief overview so that you can better understand services that we provide and defining parent training and information in your state of Florida. So, I'm going to flip over to some slides so that you can follow along. Family Network and Disabilities is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We help families of children with disabilities and the professionals who serve them. We are a grassroots organization for persons with disabilities and their families, family-centered and family-driven. What makes FND unique is that the majority of our board of directors, management staff, and all of our program staff are parents or family members of persons with disabilities. We are not doctors or lawyers, so any information given is not legal advice, and we're not interpreting the law or providing medical advice to any families. We provide support and information, and mostly help families identify options. The mission of FND is to strive for the complete integration and equality of persons with disabilities in a society without barriers, and to serve families of children with disabilities ages birth through 26 who have the full range of disabilities described in Section 602(3) of IDEA, the Individuals with Disability Education Act. This is FND Our Home, we call it, and the programs that are housed under FND's roof. As you can see, there are 3 parent training and information in the state of Florida. Most states have 1, but the larger states like California, Texas, and Florida have 3. We also house Family Star that helps families with children with more medically fragile children, and this is funded under the Department of Health and Human Services. And we also have an FND National Pool Trust. So, what is a PTI? There are nearly 100 parent training and information centers, PTIs, along with community parent resource centers in the U.S. and territories. Like I shared, every state has at least 1 PTI, and each one has a different name. For example, Florida has the 3, broken up between POPIN, PSN, and PEN, funded through our nation's special education law, Part D of the Individuals with Disability Education Act, the U.S. Department of Education Office of Special Education Programs, also known as OSEP. And IDA states this, that PTIs, as it refers to PTIs, working with families of infants, toddlers, children, and youth with disabilities, birth to 26, helping parents participate effectively in their children's education and development, developing and encouraging self-sufficiency skills, and help prepare youth to lead productive, independent adult lives to the maximum extent possible. Also in partnering with professionals and policymakers to provide outcomes for all children with disabilities. Often PTI staff serve on different local and state level advisory councils, boards, or work groups that are designed to improve results for students with disabilities and enhance the homeschool community partnership. We also collaborate on larger regional and statewide conferences. Parent centers such as the PTA and CPRC, we mainly help parents by providing individual technical assistance through information and referral. And so POPIN shares resources. We share Facebook Live overviews and other agencies' events. We take phone calls and emails. FND receives more than 15,000 calls a year, and we often get calls from parents or other family members who need information. We meet for coffee both in English and Spanish. You can find us at information resource fairs. We attend support groups, disability specific, faith-based, agency-sponsored. So the feeling of oscillation at the time of diagnosis really is almost universal among parents, and it helps to know that these feelings have been experienced by others. That understanding and constructive help is available to you and your child. So families don't feel that they are alone. A lot of what we do is we not only share evidence-based information from, the feds, from the Office of Special Education Programs, along with our Florida Department of Education, but we share experiences that we've of successes that we've had with our own children with disabilities to help relate to families. When family members call FND, they not only receive the expertise and knowledge of a professional, but also the compassion and empathy of someone who has walked and continues to walk down similar paths. Most of us have children with disabilities, and as you know, dealing with many issues at one time can be overwhelming. Together, we can help brainstorm strategies and even possible solutions. Again, we are providing mainly options and connecting families to various organizations. If we don't have the answer, we make sure that we connect them to the right agency, or we will call them back after we've done some research. We have online newsletters that we share with families. Our newsletters reach over 60,000 readers in Florida. We have written material in English, Spanish, Creole, Portuguese, and Russian, as well as in Braille. We are on social media, so we are on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Pinterest. And if you aren't aware, we provide a lot of very short presentations on Facebook Live for those on-the-go families on various topics, so they can access archived webinars. So they can access them live at the time that they're being run, or they can come back and check it out when they have more time. We have Parent Centers put major effort into conducting workshops, conferences, and webinars for families. And what's most important is that we share best practices and evidence-based practices. We provide information and referrals to families and become as well informed as possible on the Individuals with Disability Education Act based information. But again, regardless of the question, our staff will go the extra mile to find an answer or connect you to the appropriate agency that can further assist. In these training sessions, we have over 25 different workshops. Parents can learn about IDEA, Individuals with Disability Education Act, the special education process, recommended practices, and much, much more. We extend our training and information services to professionals as well who work with children with disabilities and their families. And while we do not provide CEUs, many times educators are able to take the information back to their districts where they can still get CEU credit. Just some examples of some of the workshops that we provide: your guide to an IEP that works, understanding the evaluation process, beginning the journey 1 and 2, helping families understand transition from Part C, the 0 to 3 age group, into 3 and older, Part B of the Individuals with Disability Education Act. Assistive technology, positive behavior supports, effective parent-teacher collaboration, and on and on. So we have an extensive menu of workshops for parents, along with a separate workshop for youth. We do have a youth advocate that provides trainings directly to youth at the invitation of school districts or various agencies that are working with youth for that self-determination component. We also have a Hispanic outreach coordinator that can provide these trainings in Spanish to groups. And all these are also, of course, housed on our FND University, so that you can access both on our Facebook pages and on our website. I wanted to take you for wanted to show you, hold on, let me go back over here. Hi. I wanted to show you our web page real quick so that you can get an idea of some of the resources that we share with families and educators. We have a transition toolkit that you can access, and it's divided into transition starters, independent living, and self-determination. There's also community involvement, post-secondary, and job skills. We also have a wonderful archive of tip sheets that are ready to print in various languages on topics such as supported decision making, what used to be the Senate Bill 850 and 1108, legislation that was passed in 2014 and 15, top 10 IEP acronyms, and so forth. We also have, if I can find it, disability-specific resources. Oh, in media. If you go to media, we have an extensive collection of social stories along with a very cool sound bank. So, as a parent of a child with autism that has sensory dysregulation and is very does not like certain sounds, we found that collecting these sounds and exposing my child to some of these sounds actually really helped him progress and getting used to them. My son has a really hard time with the sound of fireworks and the sound of fajitas. You can actually hear practice sound of fajitas. So this is really neat, and I wanted to share that with you. And then videos of various presentations. So that is our short overview of the resources that we provide. We have a couple of activities on our grant that we are looking for collaboration on. One right now is our boot camp initiative, and what that is we invite teams comprised of 4 members from each district to receive training as a team from various discretionary projects and then take back to their district. And what that team is comprised of is a parent of a child with a disability, a youth with a disability and an IEP, ages 14 and older, a teacher that teaches children with IEPs or youth, and an admin, someone in a local education agency capacity that is in the decision-making capacity. And so that team would come to Safety Harbor June 28th through the 30th to receive 2 days of training together as a team, and then create an action plan on something that they found as a team important to take back to their district to share with their district. So each region, north, central, and south, is a certain amount of teams that we invite. And so POPIN is able to invite 3. PSN, Central Florida, is able to invite 4, and South Florida is able to invite 2. So we are still pulling together our teams. So if you are interested for your district, please reach out to me, and I will add my email address at the bottom along with more information so you can really understand all the specifics of this. But it's, we've been doing it for about 5 years, and many counties in our region have attended. So we just want to make sure that we give as many districts an opportunity to attend. So, and then we also have a Hispanic conference coming up that we are would like to pull together by September, where we provide a half-day mini topical conference completely in Spanish to families that are only Spanish speaking on topics that are of interest to them by presenters, again, only in Spanish with resources only in Spanish. And then we have an academic summit that we collaborate on as well, that we move throughout the region. Very similar to a mini topical, but we invite a keynote and collaborate with agencies to provide that training annually. So I hope I gave you a little bit more information on what we do as a parent training and information. We are always working with parents to help them become a collaborative partner with their schools and helping them understand the process of special education. Sometimes we get a phone call and they really don't know where to turn. Sometimes it's as simple as helping them understand a timeline for an evaluation. Other times it's connecting them to community resources or back to their school for more information. So please reach out to us if you have any questions, and thank you for joining us for this short overview. Thanks. Bye.